Hello, welcome to this full body yoga practice with me. My name's Jess. For today's mixed levels flow, we are going to be starting in child's pose. So when you're ready, roll out your mats and I'll see you there. Okay, coming down to your mat. Coming to the center of the mat, take the knees wide for your child's pose, big toes to touch. And then we're going to walk the hands forwards and rest the forehead down on the mat. Coming into your Skandasana child's pose. Close your eyes and slowly start to deepen your breath. Deepening your inhales and elongating your exhales out through your nose or mouth, you choose. Maybe roll the forehead from side to side if that feels good. A little massage on the brow bone. Just taking a moment to come into this practice, landing here on the mat, inviting that full body awareness. Take a quick scan. Are you feeling any soreness in your body today? Are you feeling tired? Take a moment to check in with yourself. How are you feeling today? Take 2 more breaths here on your own. Slowly lift your forehead and take your gaze towards your hands. Press your weight into your hands and we're going to lift the chest, send the weight forward, coming to lay on our bellies. Nice and slow. Pressing into the hands, lift the chest, baby cobra. Exhale to lower the chest down, forehead to the mat. And then we press back to our child's pose. So send the hips back, forehead comes down, child's pose. And we flow, inhale to send the weight forward. Slow and steady we come to lay on the belly. Inhale to lift up, baby cobra. Exhale to send the forehead down and then back into your child's pose. Moving with your breath, take it away as fast or as slow as you feel you need in this moment. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to send the weight back. Maybe you want to add in a spinal roll. Maybe pressing up to full cobra. Take it as easy as you like. This is very much your practice. Make it your own. We'll do 2 more rounds. Moving fluidly with your breath. Until we find ourselves back in our child's pose. Pause here in your child's pose. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Lift the forehead and come up to your tabletop position. So resituate the knees underneath the hips, hands come underneath the shoulders. And then when you're ready, we're going to step our right foot forward to the outside of our right hand. You can walk your back knee back, coming into our lizard lunge. So you want your heel in and your toes out. So keep your fingertips on the mat, lift the chest and look forward for your lizard lunge. Take a deep breath in here, finding some gentle sway if that feels good. Waking up the hips. Exhale to send the hips down. Option to pick up the back knee, so curl the back toes under and pick up the back knee. And then we can push back on the heel, finding some dynamic movement here. Slowly waking up the body. This will help warm up the wrists as well. This is optional, however, if this is too much for you too soon, then you can very much keep your back knee down and find that gentle swaying motion. It's up to you. Take 1 more breath here. And then exhale to lower that knee down. Inhale to look forward. And Exhale, we're going to send the hips back, send the right knee back, come to your tabletop position. Reset, and we go on the other side. Step the left foot forward when you're ready. And we go into our lizard lunge on the other side. So we start with some of those swaying movements, waking up the hips. And then if you like, you can pick up the back knee and maybe find some back and forth here. Breathing deep as you do. And then slowly lower the back knee down. Take one more deep breath in here in your lizard lunge. Open the chest and draw your shoulder blades together. And then exhale, send the hips back. Bring your left foot back. And we're going to head into our downward facing dog now. So walk your hands forward. Fingertips facing the top of the mat. Curl your toes under and lift your hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to sigh it out. Take your dog for a walk, pressing one heel down and then the other. Maybe sway the hips from side to side. Pressing your chest down towards your thighs. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Pressing your left heel into the earth, lift the right leg lifts for your three-legged dog. Bend your right knee and open your hip. Squeeze your right heel in towards your right glute. Maybe glance underneath your left shoulder, see if you can see your foot. Maybe give it a wiggle. Stay for one more breath, just finding stretch here. Exhale. Slowly lower the right leg down and we reset, ready to go on the other side. So when you're ready, right heel presses down into the earth and we lift the left leg. Bend your left knee and open the hip. Maybe take a peek under your right shoulder, take a look at your left foot, give it a wiggle. Inhale here, one last time, big breath in. Exhale to slowly lower the left foot back to your downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Bend your knees and look towards your hands. We're going to step to the top of the mat. You can get there however you like. Find your forward fold. Feet are hip width apart. A generous bend in the knees. Slow the breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Bend your knees even more, lift the torso, chair pose, reach your hands forward, drop your hips, send them back into your heels and take the gaze forwards. Tuck your pelvis in and exhale to lower the hips even more. We're going to find our eagle arms in our chair pose. So left elbow goes on top of the right, find the bind. If the bind isn't there for you, then you can just place your hands on your shoulders and work on lifting the elbows. Or we're in our eagle bind with our arms. Send your weight into your left foot and step the right foot back. Find your warrior one with your legs. So bending into that left knee, and we want the back foot coming in at an angle. Turn the torso to the top of the mat. For your warrior one, inhale, exhale, slow the breath down, stay for one more breath. Lift the elbows, relax your shoulders down. On your next breath in, take your gaze up towards the sky, lift the elbows. Exhale, we come forwards, lean the torso forwards, finding our humble warrior, keeping a hold of those eagle arms, forehead comes down to the mat. Stay here, pause for a few breaths. Exhale to release the bind with your hands. Fingertips come down to the mat. And we send our weight forward. So we're going to lift the back leg, coming into our half moon pose. So left hand comes down to the mat. And we turn our torso to the right. Right hand lifts. Half moon pose. So we're stacking our hips. Right hip on top of the left. And we're flexing our right foot in line with the hip. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Find your drishti, stay for one more breath. Slowly, the right foot lowers to the back of the mat and we come all the way up, and then bending into that right knee, we're going to head into our Skandasana. So deep squat, deep lunge at the back of the mat. Coming into our Skandasana, hands come together at heart center, flex the left toes up towards the sky, lift the chest, drop the hips. Some of us may have our heels grounded and some of us won't. But you'll feel a generous stretch there nonetheless. Inhale. Exhale. Fingertips come down to the mat and we walk all the way back to the top of the mat, bending into the left knee, turn to face the top of the mat here, coming into our low lunge, sending the weight back into our left foot. We're going to lift off, coming into our half split, standing split, forehead comes down to the mat, right leg lift, standing split. Take a deep breath in, exhale, all the breath out. We hold for one more breath, inhale. Exhale. Right foot comes down to meet the left and we bend our knees once more, coming back to our chair pose. Hands come to heart center for this one. Right knee lifts and we cross it over the top of the left, coming into our figure 4 chair. Now you may start to feel that your left leg is starting to burn a little bit here. We're working those muscles, building strength and flexibility. Stay for one more breath. You can do it. Exhale. Nice, slow and steady release and come into a forward fold, crown of the head down towards the earth. Nice, take a rest. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Completely. Stay for one more here. Option to sway gently from side to side. Bend your knees and we head back into our chair pose. Reach the hands forward, send the hips down. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Let's find our eagle arms on the other side. So right elbow goes on top of the left this time as we find our bind. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to send the left foot back. Find your warrior one pose on the other side. So right leg is forward, left leg is back. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, find that deep bend in the right knee. Ground down through all 4 corners of both feet. Pause here. Inhale here, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, we come forwards, finding our humble warrior on the other side. Forehead comes down to the mat. Keeping a hold of those eagle arms. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Completely stay for one more breath. Slowly unravel your eagle arms, fingertips come down to the mat. And we spring off, finding our half moon on the other side. So right fingertips come down on the ground, lift the back leg and turn your torso to the left side this time, finding your half moon, stacking the hips. So you want your left hip to be stacked on top of the right. Flex your left foot and left hand lifts up towards the sky, opening out to the left. Inhale, option to pop a block under your hand if you need a little extra lift here. Exhale. Stay for one more breath. You can do it. Inhale. Slow and steady. The left foot comes to the back of the mat and we lift all the way up and we find our Skandasana at the back of the mat. So we're going to bend into our left knee. Hips come all the way down, extending the right leg, right foot, right toes flexed up towards the sky, hands come to heart center, or you can keep your fingertips on the mat if you'd prefer. Inhale here. Exhale. Slowing the breath. Finding stillness here. One more breath. Fingertips come to the mat, and we walked back to the top of the mat, bending into the right knee, framing the right foot. We're going to lift off into our half split, so sending the weight back into your right foot, left foot lifts, coming into our half split, forward fold here, lift that left heel, exhale, stay for one more breath. Slow and steady, left foot meets the right at the top of the mat, and we head back to our chair pose. Hands come to heart center, and we cross the left foot over the right, coming into our figure 4 chair pose. Again, this is where the leg starts to test you, holding for 2 more breaths. You can do it. Can you lower your hips anymore? Inhale. One more breath, you can do it. Exhale, release the left foot down and find your forward fold. Nice. Crown of the head down towards the earth. Take a rest. Maybe sway from side to side if you like, or you can ragdoll. Fingertips come to the mat, and we come back to our tabletop position. So coming to your hands and knees. We're going to find our dolphin pose. So if you're not familiar with dolphin pose, coming down to the elbows, and you want your elbows to be shoulder distance apart. So you can measure this by bringing your hands to your elbows, and where they sit in this position should be shoulder width apart. Hands come out ahead of you. Press your fingertips into the mat, spread them nice and wide. We're going to pull the pit of the belly in and up, nice neutral spine. Curl the toes under and lift the hips. Dolphin pose. Stay for a breath, sending the chest down and forwards. Gaze to your knees. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Stay for one more breath. Slow and steady, lower the knees down. Take the knees wide and find your child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Lift the forehead. We're going to feed our left hand underneath the right, coming into our thread the needle in our child's pose. Reach the right hand forward. Inhale here. Exhale. Let's switch sides. So press yourself back up and feed the right hand under the left, coming down onto the right ear. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Release here. Press yourself up, and we come to lay on our back. So swing the legs round, center yourself, extend the legs and come down to lay on your back. Take your time, and when you get there, bring the feet up and shuffle them in towards your glutes. You want your feet to be hip distance apart, and press your lower back into the mat. Rest your hands down by your sides, palms pressing into the earth. We're going to go into our bridge pose from here, so pressing your feet into the earth. We're going to tuck the tailbone under and slowly squeeze the glutes as we lift the hips, coming into our bridge pose. You really want to focus on pulling the pit of the belly in and up so that we're not arching through the lower back here. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to slowly roll vertebra through vertebra, lowering the hips back down. Slow and mindful. Nice. When you're ready, tucking the tailbone under once again, we lift up, coming into our bridge pose. Exhale. Lowering down, slow and steady. One last time here, slowly tucking the tailbone under, lift the hips, coming into your bridge pose, hold at the top. We're going to find a bind with our hands, so interlace the fingertips and snuggle the shoulder blades under. Find a chest opening here as you squeeze and lift the hips. Stay for a breath, inhale, exhale. Let's do 2 more breaths. Option to close your eyes if it feels right to do so. One more breath here. As you breathe out, slowly release the bind and lower the hips, coming all the way back down. Pull the knees into your chest when you get there. And wrap your hands around your shins, roll gently from side to side. Let's go into our happy baby. So when you're ready, feeding the hands inside the knees, grab the outer edges of both feet and lift your soles up towards the sky. So soles of the feet turn up towards the sky and use your hands to actively pull the shoulders and the knees down towards the mat, pressing your lower back into the earth. Nice flat back here. You can find some gentle movement, maybe swaying gently from side to side. Again, you can close your eyes or soften the gaze. Maybe you want to extend one leg and then the other. Find whatever movement feels good for you in this moment. Maybe you just need stillness. Whatever you need. Take 2 more breaths. And slow and steady, let's release. Extend the legs out long. Let's head into our Shavasana, our final resting pose of this practice. Take the feet wide. Take the hands out. Palms face up towards the sky. Roll the shoulders down and away from your ears. Close your eyes. And let's start to move inward. Slowing the breath down. Take a moment to check in with yourself. How are you feeling after your practice today? Maybe you'd like to set an intention for the rest of the day or the week. We'll stay here for a little while longer before I bring you back and we close this practice. Opportunity to find some peace and quiet before you head off into the rest of your day and allow the benefits of your practice to sink in. Very slowly start to bring yourself back into the moment. Maybe you want to find some movement in the fingers and toes. Maybe start to make the movements bigger, circling the wrists and the ankles. Maybe bending the knees, pull the knees into the chest and rock gently from side to side. And then when you're ready, coming onto one side, any side, and press yourself up to a seat. Coming back into a seat on the mats. You can cross at the ankles, or you can rest one leg on top of the other in a half lotus. Sitting up nice and tall in the spine, relax the hands down on the knees. And let's finish this practice here with 3 breaths together. So wherever you are in your breath cycle, blow it all the way to the bottom. Seal your lips and inhale through your nose. Sigh it out. Inhale. Last breath here, big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Slowly open your eyes if they were closed. And that's it, that's the end of the practice. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed the practice. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought of the practice today, and of course don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you for next class, and as always, have a wonderful day.